Welcome to the enterprise architecture world. I will guide you and will demonstrate that our enterprise architecture is made easy. You are in good hands of a strong professional. Enjoy your tour. Your host is Igor. Enterprise architecture in action. The need for EA. Where are we? Where are we going to be? How? Goals. 1. Establish common ground in any architecture discussions. 2. Prepare our organization for successful architecture projects. 3. Undertake the preparation and initiation activities required to meet the business directive for a new enterprise architecture, including the definition of an organization-specific architecture framework and tools, and the definition of architecture principles. Agenda. 1. EA in action, short intro, to explain to major parties cross-dependency and the priority of the business. What comes first, and what second? Major steps and techniques to derive the business and IT deliverables. 2. A generic solution, components and stakeholders. 3. The final picture. Prelude. A business gets an idea, and that idea prompts the business to ask, what and where do we want to be in the future? The business then develops various plans of action in order to go from point A to point B, or from today into tomorrow. This is called road mapping. It is how a business moves from the current state, as is, into the target state, to be. It is the business vision that states the direction in which it will go, and it is the business that defines all landmarks along the way. In the beginning, the business is at its departure point, therefore, it is in its current state. So how does it get to the target state from here? Action 1. Take the business target state and subtract the current state from it. The result is the gap or delta, which is the difference between where the business is and where it is going to be. Delta then gets converted into a business opportunity, and out of this a business direction, or a roadmap with timelines, landmarks, and intermediate results. Action 2. The business architects do all the necessary work to formulate and visualize a blueprint, or a roadmap with directions explaining how to go from the as-is into the to-be. The result is that the business vision is modeled and documented. Action 3. This is where IT joins the game. The business makes use of the transportation route provided by a group of IT specialists. Using the IT roadmap, IT builds bridges for the business to move from the as-is into the to-be state. IT also keeps in mind all the IT architecture aspects like data, application, and technology. How does IT do this? As soon as the business formulates its direction and destination within the business roadmap, as well as its vision statement, the IT architects use this knowledge to develop the IT vision and the IT roadmap, and do the same magic with it, resulting in the IT target/current state. Then IT creates their own IT delta, which is in turn converted into an opportunity, and out of this a roadmap for IT is created. This roadmap declares IT's readiness to support the business in its journey towards its target state. Solution has to provide viewpoints from different angles of how people, systems, and processes interact with each other and how they are impacted. Viewpoints provide different perspectives into understanding the solution from business, application, data, and technology stakeholders' perspectives. To address the stakeholders' concerns, a solution is usually aggregates for major architectures, business, application, data, and technology. Additional architectures such as SOA or security can also be included in the solution. There are 4 major levels of details or abstraction in the typical architecture description: contextual, conceptual, logical, and physical. Contextual level of details, L0, is the executive or strategic level to communicate and agree on a problem-solving approach. Conceptual/enterprise level of details, L1, is the bird's-eye view of the new or updated solution and how it fits into the existing IT ecosystem across the enterprise. Logical/domain level of details, L2, are the zoomed-in views of all architectural components within business domain. Physical/design level, L3, is the low level, precedes the design stage, and creates a bridge between architects and implementers. Our IT world has two major subworlds. 1. Real-world architecture as a functioning bank. 2. Architecture description of the same functioning bank can be a formal model of the real banking world. Models can be good, bad, or simply missing. Business stakeholders need to materialize business ideas and solve business problems, so business relies on IT partners. Such joined force and experience allows transition from the current state to the target state, and has at least 4 distinct groups of stakeholders with their distinct concerns, such as business, data, application, and technology. The common effort or solution has to consider the different viewpoints of all participants. Every stakeholder sees the same bank from a different perspective or viewpoint. Business understands processes and roles, why data sees data entities, what application speaks in classes, objects, components, how technology lexicon has routers, switches, and networks, with what. How do we bring all their understandable jargons and help them achieve the same goal? As we mentioned earlier, Enterprise Architecture, EA, is here to facilitate the process of moving from current to target. One of EA deliverables is an architecture description, where all stakeholders can find their concern addressed, and can agree on the direction of the solution. This is the commitment point, where all parties make sure that every partner has a clear understanding of the common task and the solution proposed. In other words, all parties speak in their native language from the same source. Stakeholders are pursuing strategic and tactical tasks, so all stakeholders can be divided into 3 or 4 groups with different visibility or levels of abstractions, like contextual, conceptual, logical, and physical. Let's concentrate on the strategic level and provide its characteristics. Some of them are: common task for EA, that has minimum details, has an impact on all organization, and addresses all stakeholders' concerns. Let me show you how EA does balancing between the real and the modeled world, and what the final picture will look like. Real architecture. A generic bank has 4 vertical pillars: domestic banking, international banking, wealth management, and capital management. This is the reason why, and can be called a contextual level, or the bank position, within a banking world. This level is the highest abstraction level. Next is the conceptual level, where strategic tasks are considered. Logical and physical levels are the lowest abstraction levels and are addressing medium strategic and tactical tasks. Usually they are called segment or line of business, LOB, level. Architecture description. Business defines a business problem and EA, on behalf of IT, accepts it for processing. The problem goes through a number of iterations to get a holistic analysis and a solution modeling, and gets transformed into the solution requirements. Level of architecture abstraction as conceptual, logical, and physical correspond to the levels presented in the real world. Every stakeholder view, business, data, application, technology, is presented and has a corresponding model or definition. Design follows the architecture stage and flows into low-level instructions for implementers, so software development life cycle, SDLC, progresses to the point where the business problem is transformed into the business solution and delivered to the requester, business. The delivered solution has to be compared to the expected solution and should be retraceable towards the initial needs.